Hey guys, it's Steph here. So I just got back from a vacation. It was kind of a long one. I was really worried about it because I have a lot of tulips that I planted, about 1,500. And there was about a foot of snow when I left. So I thought maybe it'll melt just in time. I'll get back before it melts and the deer won't find out that the tulips are hiding under there. But unfortunately, my worst fear came to pass and I couldn't spray them. In a few days while I was gone, they found them and they went after them. And so I just want to give a little update on my coffee grounds video that I did. This is the part 2 video. So when we think about deer resistant, it doesn't mean it's deer proof. So if the deer are hungry enough, they're gonna eat stuff. So I just wanted to show you some of the bulbs that I planted that are definitely deer resistant. They're doing amazing. This year they're hungrier than ever. They're eating things that are supposed to be deer resistant. So the coffee grounds and the Irish Spring soap would probably work if they weren't so hungry this year. I think it was just because there was so much snow in the mountains. It was a record winter for snow, and so they didn't have a lot to feast on, so they came down here. Okay, so let's walk around and take a little tour of all of the bulbs I planted. I'll start with the tulips and then we'll get to the ones that are doing amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at a lot of these chomp tulips. So I don't think the bloom had come out yet, so I might still get a flower, but it's gonna look kind of weird because the leaves are gonna be really stout. So look at all of those. And there was one that was just completely covered in coffee grounds. So there's another one, completely covered in coffee grounds. And then I had a bunch of the Irish Spring soap. They did not care about that smell either. It's all over. There was one that was like literally right next to it or on it, and they still chomped it down. I'm trying to give you an angle to see if you can see all these little ones popping up. So I wanted to give you guys the most amazing tulip tour, and I thought that most of them had been chomped down, but turns out there are so many that are okay. They're still intact. These ones just barely started to pop up. Snow took a little bit longer to melt right here, and so these popped out a little bit later, and the deer had not seen them yet. Okay, so now that a lot of these are still okay, my spraying method is definitely the #1 choice. It works so well. I sprayed them last night. I'm definitely gonna be on it now. I won't have to miss a day, and not one of them has been chomped down, and they're definitely down here feasting. I've seen them all over, and they come at night while I'm sleeping, and these are all doing great since I sprayed them. So let's take a look at my tulip containers real quick, and then I'll move on to the ones that are definitely deer resistant. This is a good year to determine what is actually deer resistant because of how hungry they are. Okay, so my tulip containers were doing perfectly. Everything was going really well. I had them in the winter. I stored them just for months and months, brought them out when it started to warm up. They were peeking through, looking great. And then those 2 nights that I was gone, here they are, a lot of them chopped down. But I'm kind of happy because a lot of them are gonna be okay still. They're not gonna be quite as pretty as I'd hoped for, but I'm still gonna get quite a few tulips. Sprayed these ones last night. I am curious about this one because you can see I have a blossom still, so I'm gonna see what happens with that one. Let's talk about the ones that I have not had to worry about at all. So first, let's talk about the alliums. They're doing incredible. Sorry, the lighting's a little bit bright right now. Some of them are starting to naturalize, but the deer hate the allium, have not touched them. I'm so excited about these ones. These are my first year alliums. They're the Purple Sensation. They're a darker purple, and they're a lot cheaper, and they do really well here. So look at it. It's gonna be so beautiful, and all my other perennials start to fill in. Okay, so the next one that most of us know that is deer resistant are my daffodils, and they're holding true to their reputation right now. Look at all of them. They are kind of starting to pop up some of those blooms. I'm gonna give them a little bit of water right now, and I'm gonna just fertilize them with some of my plant tone. I did that last year and they were really nice and big. So these are all first year daffodils, and over time they're gonna naturalize, which I really love them. The tulips are so fun, but they just really decrease in bloom, or you get no blooms the following year. So daffodils are just so much easier and they give you more bang for your buck. But they're definitely one to put on your list for next year. So I'm gonna walk over to my container pots and just show you the last ones that have been awesome. I wish I would have planted more of these. I didn't realize how deer resistant they are. I'm sure many of you guys can guess which one this is, but it's the hyacinth. So the bulbs are finally starting to come out, the blooms. These are way late, and the deer have not touched these either. And I have some of them. I was so excited about this container. This one is thriving. Did the exact same thing over here. Drilled the same number of holes at the bottom, but this one was soggy all winter long. I didn't realize it, so my bulbs have rotted in this one, and I am just so sad because it was gonna be so pretty. I cannot for the life of me figure out why this one drained really well and this one didn't. They're both on the south facing side of my greenhouse. Didn't do anything different. I even lifted that off the ground a little bit, so I'm definitely gonna add some more holes and make them a little bit bigger in this one. Can you guys explain this one to me? It's driving me crazy. I've been asking everybody and no one can give me an answer. I am not sure why. It's just so confusing. But you can see that this did really well outside winter in my zone 6B climate, really cold winter. If you have big containers, they're pretty safe outside. I'm kicking myself because all I had to do with that big container that was getting a little bit more wet was cover the top of it just to keep the water from going in. It would have been so easy. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna have my beautiful matching tulip containers, but my plan B is just to buy some ranunculus and some other bulbs that they're selling in the stores right now and go ahead and fill it up. I'm actually gonna have to remove a lot of those rotty bulbs in there. There's like 50 to 75 of them. I'm over my frustration now. Gardening makes me happier than anything and almost more frustrated than anything else in the world. I hope you guys like that little tour of all of my bulbs popping up. I literally have no flowers out yet, so here in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'm so excited to show you a little tour of all of them coming out. Right now, I'm just gonna be watering them to make sure that they're not stunted, give them some nice dose of that plant tone so they're big. They did so well for me last year with those two things. And then I'm definitely learning this year that with my tulips, I've got to be around to spray them. That is my best method. The coffee grounds and the Irish Spring soaps did not work this year very well, but like I said, they probably do work when the deer aren't so hungry. They'll deter them and they'll go eat something else. But anyways, just stick with the hyacinth bulbs, the alliums and the daffodils and fritillaria if you want something that is definitely deer resistant. I hope you guys like this video. I can't wait to see you in my next ones. I have a lot of spring cleaning. I'm going to be showing you a lot of the things that I will be doing to get ready for planting. Anyways, have a great day gardening. It's beautiful. It's finally warm here. I'm in heaven, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.